Hello friends, it's Gina. Welcome to the Rebookery channel. Today I thought I would do something a little different. I'm going to show you guys some of my most favorite Christmas ornaments, and they are ones that I have made with school pictures of my kids throughout the year. So I don't have them hanging on a big tree because I don't put a big tree up, but I have mine hanging on my mantle in my front living room, and I actually have them just like tacked to some old
Okay,
shutters.
so this is the shutter that is on the left-hand side of the fireplace. And so I have an assortment of their ornaments. You can see some of them, they are ones that are made at school, and then some of them are the ones that I made. So I'll walk you through the ones that I've made. So this was a die that I used from xoxo. It was a mini file folder, and I just cut out some scrapbook paper, layered it on. I think that star is also a die from xoxo, and this was in 2006. Then 2009, I made these. These are probably my favorites. So I got an abundance of felt from my grandma, and I wanted to really use the felt, and I actually used them on a couple of different styles of ornaments. So what I did was I doubled this felt so you can see it's layered. I'll show you the back. And then I cut out this inside to make like a frame. I was trying to go for like that Polaroid look, but I don't know if I carried it off or not. And then put my picture on the inside, and then put a eyelet up there at the top with some ribbon, and then put just a little letter for their name. And then I used like some glitter glue, did some stamping. Over here, this one I did with scrapbook paper and another xoxo die. I think this was the luggage tag. So this was in 2007, and I just used like a brad up here, and just that one was all out of paper. This is another one of those ones I made from 2009. There's another mini file folder one. Here's another version of the luggage tag and the back of it. So some of these pictures you'll see are of my kiddos when they're really young, but I didn't do these. Like, I think this one says, let's look. Yeah, this one says 2002. So I didn't make this in 2002. When I did all of these little ornaments, I started making them like in 2006, I believe. So 2006, 7, 8, 9, all those years I made ornaments for the kids. And what I would do is I just go back and find some of their old pictures and put them into some ornaments. So this was one from my son when he was a baby, and I just used so this was like a Fiskars. They used to have these cutouts, and you would have a blade and you would go around this plastic template, and it was kind of hard to use. But anyway, that's what I used, and then I just used some flocked Christmas paper or scrapbook paper, and then stitched the photo on there. And then this one down here is kind of hard to see because it's kind of dark, but this was another one where, here, I'll pull it out here. This was another one where I went back and got an older photo. So this is like 2001. And then I just layered up some scrapbook paper and then the picture. And on the picture, I used some of that foam adhesive that kind of makes things look a little dimensional. So it kind of made the picture stand out a little bit. And I just, like I said, went back and found some of their old pictures for that one. For their stockings, because we can't ever keep track of whose stocking is whose, I just take an ornament and I put it on the hook that I hang their stockings on. So this year we have a stocking for my son-in-law, and so I made an ornament for him. This is his graduation picture, and I just used a vintage tag. I used some of the felt and made a star. I think that was a xoxo die, and then just put a little game piece there for his name, and then just used some ornaments for each of the other stockings. Okay, so here is the one I kind of want to show you guys. So this is again some of my grandma's felt, and I used pretty bright colors on this one. Used some buttons, and I was all about buttons that year. I'll show you, I made something else with buttons. And then just used some crazy stitching. This is a piece of, it wasn't acetate, it was more plasticky, and I can't remember the name of it or where I got. I'm sure I got it from Archivers, the scrapbook supply store, but I don't remember the brand or anything. And then this was just a die cut heart. And then here's the back, and you can see all the stitching that I have on the back. And I was okay with it looking messy. And then on my board here, you can see I just have random tacks that I just stuck in and hung their ornaments on. I had their ornaments on our big tree, but since I don't put the big tree up anymore, I really was missing seeing these ornaments. So I got this idea of hanging them on these old shutters and only using my favorite ornaments, which are the ones of the kids and their pictures. And here's another one of those really colorful ones. And then down here, and another file folder. So across the top of the mantle, I just have some other random things, some stuff that the kids made when they were young. But this was that year I was obsessed with buttons, and I made this Christmas tree out of buttons and stick pins, and it took forever. So this is just like a piece of styrofoam, and then this is a baby food jar, and I just wrapped it with ribbon. And then at the top, this is from a little golden book, so I'll show you what that looks like. I made some ornaments out of that, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so that same year that I made the button tree, I was really wanting to use little golden books because I was really, starting to like try to come up with ideas to use with all these old books that I had laying around. I took the cover of a little golden book and I ran it through my Sizzix die cut machine, and you can see that's the back. And then what I did was I just covered it with a piece of Christmas scrapbook paper, or just some scrapbook paper. And then I went around the edges with some embossing, like an embossing ink pad, and then I put some embossing powder around it and then embossed the edges. And then just put a little eyelet and stuck a ribbon on it. So I think I made like 12 of these, and they are actually all hanging on, oops, sorry about that. They're actually all hanging on this little silver tree because I just think they're really cute, and I like to get those out every year. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I want to make another one of those ornaments, and this time I want to include, since I don't have school pictures, I mean I do have one, it's my son, he's a senior, but I have this picture from last year where it was all 4 of my kiddos at Christmas on Christmas Eve. Sorry if you can hear that dog barking, that's the neighbor's dog, and of course he starts barking as soon as I hit record on the video. Anyway, so I think I want to use this picture since it's got all 4 of my kiddos in there. And then I think I'm just going to play around with what is on my desk. And what's on my desk is some remnant fabric or some fabric scraps that I got from the thrift store haul that I had this week. So I have no idea where I'm going with this, and this is not the best picture, but the whole point is I want to record a memory, and I want it to be something that's like a keepsake that I will pull out every year, and it will remind me of that Christmas. And it doesn't have to be the best picture, and it doesn't have to be a work of art. It's just going to be a fun little handmade ornament that I can put with all the other ornaments, and that maybe over time I'll accumulate a big batch of them, kind of like what I have already down there on my shutters. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this picture out. So I like this handy little trimmer. This is a Fisker's trimmer. I use it all the time. It's just kind of easy. It's very lightweight, and then I just, every once in a while, I'll just go through and I'll cut some foil to kind of sharpen it up. Now, I don't know how this video is going to actually look. It is after 4 o'clock and the sun is going down, so I'm not for sure how much light I'm going to have, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. So this is one of those calico circles that I got the other day at the thrift store, and this was just some remnant fabric that I had laying around because I was making book covers today. So I'm gonna see if I can find some stuff that I want to use to put this kind of all together. So this is a bag of, this is like a drapery bag from when I had bought drapes a long time ago. And I love them because they're like a thicker plastic, and then they have a zipper. So I always love using those. So let me see what I can pull out here. Don't want to overthink this too much. I just want to grab, ooh, here we go. Just want to grab some Christmas things and kind of maybe put this together. So what I'd like to do is something, because this is all my kiddos, I would like to do something that says something about kids. So let me see if I can find any book pages. That one might work. And I like this too. Could put, the problem is that if I use, well, you know, actually I could use that. All right, let me pull just that Happy Christmas part off. And this can still be usable. Okay, so I'm thinking that. And then I'm actually thinking, let me cut. Sorry, I hope you don't mind watching this with all my ramblings and stuff. I'm truly just coming up with this on the fly, so this is kind of you watching the real me, the real me when I'm creating something, just kind of playing around with things, seeing what works. Kind of like this. Kind of working with that. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Actually, yeah, I like that. Okay, so I could also put like the year up there. And I don't want this to be too big because the whole point is they're ornaments. They're small and I want them to stay, you know, like those other ones, just ornament size. I don't want this to be some big, gigantic piece. If this was on the tree, I don't want this to be some big, glaring ornament that kind of stands out. So maybe push this over to the side a little bit. Let me do that. I kind of like that. And then maybe pull this down. And so I know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch the whole thing together. So I don't even think I'm going to mess with glue or anything. I think what I'll do is just take it over and maybe, oh, you know what? Since I've been using felt, maybe I'll use some more of my grandma's felt. Okay, so I have a whole basket of her felt just up on my wall if I ever wanted to use it, but pieces that I've already cut out, I just stick in here. So, ooh, that's cute. That's a little button. Ooh, I really like that. Now I'm totally going in a different direction. So this is a die that I cut. Again, I used a Sizzix. I think this was a flower die cut. And then I just cut some Golden Book covers. And then I just put these little holes in to make a button. But, that might be kind of cute up here. Okay, back to what I was doing. I was trying to find felt. Where was the color? Thought I saw one. There's green. Not feeling that. I thought, oh, there it is. I like that turquoise one, but then that kind of competes with that flower up there. Ooh, but I could put a button here. Yeah, I could put a button here. And then this could be how, this could be my hook. Yay! Okay, I think I like that, but maybe I don't. Hang on. what if, I really like that book cover. That's an old golden book. I love that book cover. I really like that, and I kind of wish it was a circle, but it doesn't look like I have any cut in a circle. But that would look good, because then it wouldn't compete. I don't think it would compete with that one. All right, let me dig around here a little bit more. See what else I have. So this is a plastic school box. So my kids at the end of the year, not my own personal children, but my school children, you know, they throw all that stuff in the trash. And so on the last day of school, I dumpster dive and I pull all of that stuff out and I use it. Either I use it in my classroom or I use it in, yeah, if I need it at home for something. They throw the most ridiculous stuff away, notebooks and, oh my gosh, paper and things like that. So I'm always on the hunt to try to find good things that have been thrown away. I'd really just kind of like this right here. Kind of like that gray, like pulling in that gray. And then, so that would be how, and then I would put, let me get a button real quick. That little button, maybe. Or kind of like maybe bringing in, ooh, no, I don't like the pink. Dun, 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 dun. Try that. So, and then I could put the year. You know what? I need to just keep it simple. And I think this is simple. And I think I'm going to leave it just like that. That's what it's going to be. We're going to go and we're going to sew it. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So, strange story. I have two sewing machines set up. I have one in the kitchen, and that's where I did all of my decorative stitching. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I did some decorative stitching on that. And then I used my machine that's set up in here just to do my zigzag, and I used a different color. But the problem is, when I was doing this, I decided I didn't like how this is right here, because now they're competing and I can't tell which one is going to be the focal point. So I feel like I need something right here, which is perfectly fine, because I can put something right here, which I think I can figure out. Oh no, I'm going to have to play around with this and figure out what I want to do. So I can still put my button there, or I feel like I need 3, so maybe put a button down here, and I may not like that button. I'm loving small buttons. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm loving small little 2-hole buttons, and of course those are the ones I can't ever find. This is just some of my buttons. These are the buttons that I have that are just kind of right there. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I want that one. And now I gotta see if I want this one. Do I still want this one? I really like that one. But then I feel like I need something to balance it. So if I did a dark one there, I could do a light one here. So I could do, but that's kind of cute. So then that gives it some weight, so it's heavier down at the bottom, which that's kind of what I wanted. And then I need something right here. Need something right. Okay, God, I'm getting everything out here. So I need something that could go right here. So I could thread that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it. I like it. I'm going to go with it. So I decided that I'm going to, instead of just doing the date, I'm going to heat emboss the date. So my favorite stamp set was the very first stamp set I ever bought. I got it from Walmart when I first started scrapbooking a long time ago. And my dog has actually chewed it. And it's like been used and used and used, and I still love it. So this is the one I'm going to go to. So actually I'm going to start with the right hand side. I'm going to work towards the left, which
I'm never very good at. So we'll see how this turns out. So I found that I'd forgotten about heat embossing. Ooh, I don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll have to see. Oh well, if it doesn't turn out, we'll just put a sticker over it. And then I bought some new embossing powders, and I fell in love with heat embossing again. Do you guys ever do that? Forget that you have something and then, or forget that you used to do some cool technique and then all of a sudden you remember it again. It's like when your kids are little and they have too many toys out, and so you put them away and then get them back out again and they think they're brand new toys. It's kind of how I felt. So I love this. It's verdigris, and it's, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. But anyway, it's got that cool patina. But the problem is that when you, when you emboss it, it's hard to see if it's actually embossed. So because there's different variations in this green, ooh, I like that. It's hard to tell if it's been embossed or not because there's light and dark in this embossing powder. So I always have trouble figuring out if it's actually embossed or not. Okay, I like that. And you know, well, no, because I'm going to put buttons on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand stitch buttons on, which is probably my least favorite thing to do. Show you guys what my finished product looks like, and I'll put a little hanger thing on here, and I will get it hung up on the mantle. All right, it's finished and ready to hang up. You can see that I used a couple different types of thread. I used some gold thread that was really, really thin, and then I used some gray embroidery floss. Down at the bottom, I felt like I needed something under the word Christmas, so I hand stitched some X's, and it turned out that there were actually 4 X's, which actually worked perfect because it's a picture of my 4 kids. I hope this has inspired you to maybe dig out some of your old photos and get your crafting supplies out and make some of these Christmas keepsakes that you could either put on your tree or find a special place for in your house each year when you decorate. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I totally appreciate all of your love and support. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and happy holidays.